This is one of my favorite things in my bag, and it's been in my camera bag for years. Iterations of this. This is the ColorChecker Passport. Hey, this is Scott Weidenkivowitz, a storyteller with a camera talking about all the things photographers like you and I are thinking about. In this video, I want to talk about getting accurate color when you're doing editing for stills and video. Before we dive in, I want to say a quick thank you to Mac Worldwide Warranty for partnering with me on this video. I get a Mac Worldwide Warranty on all of my equipment, and especially their Diamond Warranty, which covers accidental damage. If you need a warranty on your equipment, check out Mac Worldwide Warranty. And by the way, X-Rite did not sponsor me on this video, but X-Rite, if you want to send me the ColorChecker Passport 2 or the video version, I'd be happy to talk about those as well. This is the ColorChecker Passport from X-Rite. This is the first version of it. Basically, it is a color checker, just like you might have been used to back in the day of the giant color checker, which X-Rite still makes. But this is the Passport version because it is a software-based version, and it's also compact and can protect itself from sun damage because you can close it, but also protect itself from crushing, and also it also stands up on its own. If I want to open it up, this is actually multi-sided. I could actually go like this and stand it up perfectly like so. It's got legs. So first things first, on one side of the ColorChecker Passport is the gray card. This is to do your white balancing camera. That's what that's for. And on the other side is actually the color chart, which also has white balance tones for when you're doing your edits and you want warmer or cooler white balance. Now, I've done a bunch of videos on color correction, but today I want to show you how I use this for stills and videos. And then I'm going to go to the computer and show you the ColorChecker Passport software and how you do it from Lightroom. And you can actually do your white balance and get accurate color profiles based on the light that you have at this moment, and then also do your white balance for your photos in Lightroom, but also in Final Cut Pro. Now, right now I'm recording on auto white balance. This video is on auto white balance. If I was to switch this to the light that's right there, my main light, that would be 5500 Kelvin. I will switch to that right now. Now the white balance is set to 5500 Kelvin. This should be more accurate, but still, I'm going to use this to ensure that my colors are spot on. What I would do if I was doing a still, and what I could do for video as well, is just hold this right in front of my face. I'm gonna go off the side so you hear me talking. Right in front of my face, and so that the light is hitting it perfectly the way that it would hit my face, and the exposure is good, and I can then take this and choose a white balance color picker to get accurate color in the software. So if I'm doing a bunch of stills, I have my subject hold this once, and then the rest of the photos are going to be good based on this. Let's go to the computer so you can see what I mean. If you like this video, click that subscribe button below. Now I publish new videos every Monday and Thursday whenever possible. You don't want to miss it. And karate kick the notification bell. Okay, so I am here in Lightroom. You can see the timeline from the introduction to this video, and all I'm going to do first is I'm going to create a quick break in the film, and I'm going to just make sure that this one clip, this one piece of the timeline is selected, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose this little magic button here and choose balance color. Now you're going to see the color is going to be it'll be all right. You'll see here if I select it and turn it on and off. Yes, the color has changed, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it from the method to automatic to white balance. And I'm going to zoom in on the clip itself, and I'm going to go down to the whitest white. You can see in Final Cut Pro that to set the white balance, click or drag over an area that should be pure white. So the bottom left of the ColorChecker Passport, this chart right here should be white. So I'm going to choose that. And then I'm going to deselect that and zoom back out. And now if you see, if I uncheck balance color, this is the original, this is now color balanced. That is all I need to do to ensure that I have accurate color balance, because I know that that white should be white and it should not be overexposed, it should not be underexposed, it should be properly exposed. It is important to make sure that the exposure is good in camera before you even go to Final Cut Pro. But now I could take this and I could create a preset of the white balance, and I could copy that over to the rest of the film. So if I go ahead and I do save effect preset, and I'm just going to choose just the effects of the color, And I'm going to choose ColorChecker Passport Demo. And I'm going to hit save. And now all I have to do is I can go ahead and add it to the beginning of this clip and add it to the end. So I bring up my effects panel and I go down to my custom effects. Here's the ColorChecker demo. And let me go to the beginning where I had auto white balance. You can see this was the auto white balance. And if I drop this in, now it is actually the proper white balance of what it should have been the entire time. And all I do is copy it from one to the other. And you can see if I want to, I could actually, just from this clip here, you can see the white is right here. I could actually go ahead and select this clip, choose the white balance, and there we go. Did it again. You can see it's even better because it wasn't just copied. And there you go. Now let's head over to Lightroom so you can see it in Lightroom as well. Okay, so here we are inside of Lightroom, and this is a close-up of the ColorChecker Passport on the floor of the set. Here it is further back. Here's another one of this. But it really is important that you get a close image, especially when you're doing the still. When you're doing the video, it's a little bit easier because it's not as precise doing the video that it is with doing it in Lightroom. In Lightroom, there's actually the software to do this. Now, I don't have the X-Rite video color checker, so I don't know if they built a Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere plugin. I use Final Cut Pro. X-Rite, if X-Rite wants to send me the ColorChecker Passport video version, I can, do a review on that and see what happens. But I am actually using the original ColorChecker, not even the version 2, the new one. So this is the photo inside of Lightroom. Now I've actually done this. So if I was to show you the original, if I was to go to the develop module and show you the original, you'll see that this is what it originally looked like. This is what it looks like after color correcting. Basically what you do is you go take this photo and you go File and go to Export, and then you grab the ColorChecker Passport calibration, you name it, you export it, and then what it's going to do is it's going to tell you to restart Lightroom when it's all done. Now I'm not going to run through this. I already did it, so I don't need to do it, but you then go to the profiles and choose the profile that you just made. So, for example, you can see the profile right here for this cake mask session that I made called Estella. Now, every time I make one, I leave it in there, and then when the client's done, I'll wind up deleting the color profile because I just don't need it to always be there in my profiles, taking up space, making me, browse and stuff like that. I want it to be quick. But what's cool is I can then take that and sync this color profile over to all the photos. But before I do that, what I do is I actually choose right here are the different white balance tones. Now, as you saw in Final Cut Pro, you choose white. You saw we chose the white box down here. But for Lightroom, you actually choose one of these boxes. These are cooler to warmer tones for white balance. So I can actually make it cooler or warmer based on what I want it to look like. I'm going to undo those because I actually have it set. What I can then do is I can then sync it or copy the color treatment over to all the photos. And as an example, here is the subject. She got a little bit close to the camera. That's what happens during cake smash sessions. This is straight out of camera. This is no corrections to it. And then here it is with the new white balance. All I did was sync that color profile across to all of the photos in that session. And you can see how beautiful that looks compared to the original. Now, there are many ColorChecker varieties out there. The one that I have the ColorChecker Classic, which I have not used in so long because when the ColorChecker Passport came out, I just found that it was just absolutely perfect, especially with the software side of things. Then you have the ColorChecker Passport Photo. That's what I actually have. And there is now a second version of that. And then there is the ColorChecker Passport Video, which, as you can see, is almost $50. It's $50 more. Now, the ColorChecker Passport 2, the second version of ColorChecker Passport Photo, has an improved white balance tool, sort of where this copyright material is and the date of when you first started using it, so you know if the colors have changed and stuff like that. That has been replaced with another white balance tool. And then there's the ColorChecker Passport Video. Again, I have not used this one, but if X-Rite wants to send it to me, I'd be happy to give it a try. So there you go. That's the ColorChecker Passport. I use this in my workflow pretty much on a daily basis for my photography. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. That's the ColorChecker Passport.